Hello friends, welcome to our 10th online study series. As usual, I expect from you to take your notebooks and note down some important points. Today, here we are studying 4th lesson, Environmental Management from Science Part 2. In this lesson, we are dealing with Ecosystem, a review, Environment and Ecosystem, Environment Conservation, Environment Management and Biodiversity Hotspots. So, let us start first with our ecosystem, a review. To take a review, we will revise some questions quickly. So, can you recall? What is ecosystem? Which are its different components? In our surroundings, we can see the different living and non-living things. These are also called as biotic and abiotic factors. There is also some interaction taking place in these biotic and abiotic factors. These interactions form an ecosystem and biotic and abiotic factors are its components. Which are the types of consumers and what are the criteria for their classification? Consumers are obviously primary, secondary, tertiary and apex consumer, but depending on food chain or food web. The criteria, it is trophic levels. Now, what may be the relationship between lake and birds on a tree? Obviously, birds require water to drink, which they get from lake, as well as they can find their food like fishes or frogs etc. from the lake. What is the difference between food chain and food web? Food chain, it is the sequence of feeding interactions in an ecosystem. While when such many more food chains gather together, collect together, they form a complex network. It forms a food web. Now, let us understand ecosystem more clearly. Here, in this slide, you can see a food chain. Okay, in this chain, the basic factor, it is grass, which is preparing its food by photosynthesis. And for this photosynthesis, it uses sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, that is, it prepares its own food. It does not need to depend on any biotic factor or trophic level for its food, and hence it is producer. All the plants which prepare their own food, they are under producers. Okay. Now, the grasshopper. Next we can see it is grasshopper. It depends on producers, that is grass, for its food. It's herbivores. So, it's a primary consumer. Here grasshopper, it is primary consumer. Now, next which we can see, it is frog. Frog eats grasshopper and hence it is a secondary consumer. The frog, it is eaten by snake and hence snake, it is tertiary consumer. While eagle consumes snake and hence it is an apex consumer. Okay? Means all these are the consumers, but next consumer depends on the previous one for food and hence they are said to be primary, secondary, tertiary and or apex consumers. Okay? Clear? Now, last picture which we can see here, it is fungus. It decomposes the dead remnants of plants and animals and hence these are decomposers. The decomposers decompose the dead bodies or dead remnants of the plants and animals. Okay? Bacteria, fungus or any microorganisms, they are included under the decomposers. Clear? Now, let us study about the components of an ecosystem. We just now studied that any ecosystem or every ecosystem, it includes of biotic and abiotic factors or components. So, let us first study the abiotic components. Okay? Abiotic components. Here in this flowchart you can see that abiotic components, they are basically classified into two groups or two parts. First is physical factor and the second one it is chemical factor. What it is? It is a chemical factor. Now the physical factors are air, water, vapor, minerals and so on. While in the chemical factors, nutrients and minerals are included. That is, nutrients and minerals are the chemical factors. Clear? Now, these chemical factors, they are again divided into two groups. First one is the inorganic and second one it is organic compounds. Okay? Inorganic substances are hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and so on elements. While organic compounds, they contain proteins, carbohydrates, fats, etc. Any compound containing carbon, it is said to be organic compound. We have studied this. Okay. Now about the biotic factors. Here there is also a flowchart for the biotic factors. Biotic factors, they are basically classified as autotrophic and heterotrophic. Okay, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Now, autotrophic, those contain the producers. All the producers are included in the autotrophs. And we know, what are the producers? Plants are the producers. They can prepare their own food and hence all the plants, they are producers which are autotrophic in nature. Clear? Now about the heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are basically classified as consumers and decomposers. Here you can see animals, but it is not animals, it is consumers. Means heterotrophs are classified as consumers and decomposers. These consumers include all the animals. Okay? All the animals are included under consumers. Now, decomposers. These decomposers include the bacteria or microorganisms. What they include? Bacteria or microorganisms. Clear? Now, in between the animals, we have seen in the last food chain, we have seen the consumers are of different types. These are primary consumers, okay, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers. So here let's have a quick review. The biotic factors are classified as autotrophic and heterotrophic. All the plants are producers and they are autotrophic. Heterotrophics are consumers and decomposers. All the bacteria, they are under decomposers, while animals, they are under the composers. The animals may be primary consumer, may be secondary consumer or may be tertiary consumer. Okay. Now I hope you understand an ecosystem properly. Do you? Let us check out. Here for this we will take an example. Example of paddy field. The paddy fields are frequently attacked by grasshoppers, as well as there are frogs and snakes too in the paddy modes. Okay? I'll repeat the example. In the paddy fields there are grasshoppers, frogs and snake as well. Now what you have to do? Now we have to consider if frog population declines all of a sudden. The frog population from the paddy fields, if it declines all of a sudden, what will be the effect on paddy crops? Number of which consumers will decline and which will increase? And what will be overall effect on that ecosystem? Can you answer? Just think a bit and try to answer the questions. After giving a thought, if you can answer the questions, we can come to the conclusions that ecosystem is formed by biotic factors, abiotic factors and their interactions with each other. Producers, consumers and decomposers are the trophic levels in an ecosystem. The survival of the human being needs a well-balanced ecosystem. Okay. Now, we can tell that ecosystem constitute biotic and abiotic factors occupying a definite geographical area and their interactions. In our previous standards, we have learnt about forest ecosystem, pond ecosystem and many more. Such many ecosystems together they form an environment. So, let us study about the relationship between environment and ecosystem. A relationship between environment and ecosystem. Physical, chemical and biological factors affecting the living organisms in any possible way is collectively called as environment. That is, anything and everything in our surroundings is environment. It includes biotic, abiotic, natural and artificial factors. Now, this environment is of two types, natural and artificial. Natural environment, it includes air, water, atmosphere, land, biotic factors, etc. While all other things which we see around us are included under artificial environment, and this artificial environment certainly affects the natural environment, right? Now, the science that deals with the study of interactions between biotic and abiotic factors of the environment is called ecology. What it is? The science that deals with the study of interactions between biotic and abiotic factors of environment is called ecology. Ecosystem is the basic functional unit used to study the ecology. That is, for example, if we take the example of human body or any living thing's body, the basic structure or basic functional unit it is cell. Likewise, here the ecology is studied. Ecology is the study of environment, biotic and abiotic factors in the environment, and to study environment, that is for ecology, ecosystem is the basic functional unit. Okay. This environmental balance is maintained due to various natural cycles and ecosystem. As we said, environmental balance, proper maintained balance, it is very important for the survival of human being, and for this it is maintained due to various natural cycles. That is, it may be oxygen cycle, it may be nitrogen cycle, it may be carbon dioxide cycle, the different biogeochemical cycles, as well as ecosystem. It is also very important for the environmental balance. Okay. Now, just have a look. Here some information is written. Just read it for 5 to 10 seconds. After reading this, you will understand that this is the reason we should conserve environment. We will see about the conservation of environment in our next video. Till then, take care.